We have a Coppola questions before we move on.
Coppola questions. Okay, so I'm not going to ask like as many questions as you would assume because, like I said, I feel like at a certain point you just have to suspend your thoughts, your disbelief, everything, and just kind of let this thing wash over you. I'll ask just a few simple questions here. Like, first, what was that hitman's plan at the beginning? Like, so he gets the money from Marietta to kill him. But how the hell is he going to get away with killing Sailor in front of all those people? Are you just going to stab him and walk away? What was the plan?
I don't know.
Maybe it's just to teach Marietta. I keep thinking Henrietta from Evil Dead.
Marriott.
Teach Marriott to like get professional hitmen next time instead of just some random guy she found at the opera house or whatever and handed a lot of cash to.
She's just terrible at picking people to kill people.
Just so that she's just spontaneous and doesn't actually think shit through.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I mean, she is kind of dumb. It's kind of like showing both her and her daughter are really stupid. So,
I mean,
I
you need
wonder
to
if
fucking
maybe
pace.
The plan was to pull the knife on him and take him to a different location. But he like literally just tells him like, Marietta just paid me to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're supposed to think about it.
that was so long ago
in
the movie.
Yeah, that was so long ago.
400
How the hell are you going to
ago.
remember the first minute of the film when there's so many other things?
Yeah.
Don't forget about it. Don't worry.
What's with the crystal ball? I mean, I think we sort of asked this is like, is it the wick? Is it supposed to be Mary or now I'm like messing up her name. Marietta, right?
Yeah,
Marietta.
I think that's as I was watching the movie, that's what I thought. But now thinking back on it, it may have been the Good Witch watching this whole thing unfold so that she could show up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, it's good of explanation as anything.
Yeah.
We also kind of asked this in the moment, but like, what's going on with the timeline? I think it's just to make you confused, and it feels like a Lynch thing to do.
Yeah. I was confused about why like Johnny was in New Orleans and then Marietta says she'll come visit him, but like, isn't he supposed to be following their kids? So why is he going to hang out in New Orleans while she shows up? And then they want to date.
He says like, I need to stay on their trail. And she's like, no, just wait there and I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be coming in on the flight the next day or something.
Yeah. She wants to slow him down so that he doesn't run into Santos and Santos men.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, good job on that.
Yeah.
I mean, so the point of killing Johnny was because he knew too much about Santos' operations and his dealings with Mr. Reindeer. I guess that's the whole point. So he was planning on killing him no matter what, and Marietta like staunchly opposed him killing Johnny the entire time. But then she's just kind of like, that's fine. I guess she doesn't know about it at the end, right?
No.
Yeah.
Because she thinks Johnny left, but then finds out Santos was the one that did it. And
well, she doesn't actually find out.
She never finds out.
He says
because he says I didn't do
him.
anything to him.
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, maybe she's just
they
willfully
just follow
ignorant.
together, her and Santos, to catch up with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
By the time they catch up with the kids, they've already fucked it up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we sort of answered this one, but like, what was the point of having that car crash in the middle of the movie?
Yeah.
Just to make things seem more grounded and like coming crashing down around them. I guess.
Like they're not going to the Emerald City. They're in the real world now, and everything's crappy and shitty. And
they're being attacked by the flying monkeys at this point in the film. Which I guess all those idiots in that trailer park could have been those flying monkeys.
Yeah,
maybe that's why Bobby Peru has the gums. Though I think that was in the book. Just to make him look more like an animal of some sort.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
I don't know if I really want to answer this one, but like, do you think Lula was actually into Bobby Peru in that super uncomfortable scene?
No.
She seems to kind of be getting turned on.
I think that's that's common with victims of sexual assault. So I think that's just that playing out, like her, freezing up and trying to act appeasing so that she doesn't get hurt more, and she knows what's going to happen, and super uncomfortable, but yeah, that's the sense that I got from it.
Following up on that, do you think Bobby learned that fuck me trick from Joanna?
100%.
Yeah.
She used it on him.
Probably. Fuck me now, Bobby Peru. Because he seems to know her, but had never met Perdita. So I guess that he lives in New Orleans and came to Texas to do this job. That was the sense that I got. He got there a few days before Sailor and Lula did. Probably once the coin was given out and it was set up. Though, like I said, Mr. Reindeer calls that shack. And when the phone is answered, he says, "My boy." And so...
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
Bobby was already there doing some other job and he's the one that answered, and that's... He takes the contract or whatever.
Maybe he was there causing that car accident.
Yeah, maybe.
What the hell was with that gang at the end?
I thought it was gonna turn out to be hit, like the final.
Yeah, that's what I
Santos.
thought. Originally, it was like, Santos's men are there.
And then it was just the fucking gang from West Side Story.
Yeah, and they just are like, had enough, asshole. And then he leaves, and that's that. Which, going back to that, wouldn't Santos just kill Sailor now because he's out of prison? Like,
I don't really feel like he ever wanted to kill.
No, he's just doing a job. So maybe it would depend on if Marietta is still paying him to do it. Which she might, because she seems even more unhinged.
Yeah.
Now she's too drunk.
Like maybe it's because it failed, so therefore the contract is no longer a thing. But wouldn't he still have a contract on his life?
I mean, this isn't John Wick world, so probably not.
Yeah. So, yeah, and Marietta apparently disappeared.
She's gone now.
Supposed to be left.
She melted.
She just died off screen.
Maybe that's what we're supposed to take. Yeah, she died. She finally died. Her liver finally gave out.
Yeah. She was chugging another martini in that scene.
Yeah, she was.
Wow. And then my final question, what do you think Dell is up to these days?
Do you
think he went off and died in the woods, or did he?
I probably befriended a bunch of rats. I live with them now. Became a bellhop at a...
He's a one-armed bellhop. Yeah. At a busted down ski resort.
Every Crispin Glover rolls the same character.
Same character.
Throughout his life.
He went back to his old high school. He's a janitor there now.
I know we kind of talked about the fire being like establishing with all tied to this moment where Lula's dad was burned to death for knowing too much or whatever. But I just kind of wonder, like, what was up with the fire motif that kept going through there? Was there anything more to it, or was it just to tie all of that together in one thing? Was it, like their lives are hell or something?
I wonder if it's like, the fire burning within them. There was a thing behind the scenes where David Lynch said he just loved the sound design of that match being struck, and he was like, just really triggered emotions each time. And I think it ties back to Uncle Pooch dying in the car, falling off of the cliff, and then the house fire, and like the connection between Santos, Marietta, Lula, Sailor, all of these different characters. It all kind of comes from that, because Uncle Pooch died, but he had already introduced Marietta and her husband to Santos, which kind of triggered all of this horrible shit to happen, because Marietta used him to kill her husband, and then she ended up like kind of having him in her life from then on, because for whatever reason he's fascinated with her and wants her to be with him. Yeah. And Lula and Sailor are just kind of caught in it. Though Sailor is also connected to Santos and the fire.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it just keeps tying back into their characters. And maybe that, fire within these two kids, their burning love or whatever. I don't know. But it does seem to coincide. If you watch, the fire is connected to the love scenes every single time. Mm-hmm. There's a match that gets lit, and then we see the cigarette smoke after they get done.
Right.
Every time, it seems like. So, I don't know.
And then, I guess as their relationship fizzles out, or that passion fizzles out, there's less and less fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. I guess it does kind of...
that's interesting.
Symbolize their love.
Yeah.
Fiery love.
I like that. Yeah. What's with the weird Santa connections, if anything? Like you said, there's Santos, Mr. Reindeer, and Dell obsessed with dressing like Santa year round. Like, is there anything? Do we think there's anything there, or is it just typical David Lynch weird shit? Because Santa's like
David Lynch.
Santa's supposed to be a comforting image of childhood and stuff. It's like,
Instead,
it's funny if I perverted it.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if it was just like maybe that character actually was called Mr. Reindeer in the book, and he was like, "Oh, it'd be nice if we tied some Santa stuff in there." I have no idea. I feel like there'd be more insights in a lot of these questions if we had read the book.
Yeah,
because that was the source material that David Lynch took to create this madness. So I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that.
And my last one is like, why isn't Lula in some sort of trouble at the end of this? Is it just because she was helping the guy evade or whatever? Maybe they made it seem like she'd been kidnapped by him and was sort of an unwilling participant in Sailor breaking parole or what?
I think if anything, it would be like a very minor thing. Like maybe she'd get community service or something. And we saw, she goes back to North Carolina and lives. So maybe, when she first got back, she had to face consequences or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But she didn't have anything to do with the bank robbery. So that I wouldn't think so.
And helping somebody break parole would probably get you a
misdemeanor or something. Yeah. And she's got a rich mom. Maybe they just paid off some.
You're rich, white in America.
Yeah.
Got it made.
I feel like there's an infinite number of questions you can have with this movie.
Yeah.
But
I did get to the point in the film where I stopped trying to make sense of a lot of the stuff and just, like you said, went along for the ride. And I'm glad I did, because
it's kind of like Mandy, you just kind of gotta let it happen.
It made it more enjoyable just letting it happen and just enjoying his weirdisms. The ending, like I wish I could pick his brain onto as to like why did he decide to change the ending the way he did. Like we talked about, like what's the point of that gang? Him going back to her. It just kind of felt out of character and unnecessary.
Maybe he felt like they deserved a happy ending after the story kind of developed. We see that they do actually love each other, care about each other. It's kind of a downer to just kind of end on them splitting up for the sake of their kid or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said, was like, it didn't feel right for them not to end up together. And I think that's why they end up together at the end. I don't know about the Newsies coming to get him or the Good Witch coming down, all that stuff. But like them ending up together felt, like a good way to end it.
For me, I would have felt like, or I feel like if they had not ended up together, if they had agreed that it is better for them to be apart, I think that would have been more of a fulfilling character development for them, to see like when they were younger, they had this passion together and they were reckless, but as they've grown old and matured, they have to admit that they're not right for each other. Yeah, maybe they loved each other, but sometimes loving somebody to that extent doesn't mean that you should be together, because when you're together, you guys self-destruct.
Yeah.
But I guess
definitely
maybe
see them as self-destructive characters being together from here on out, even after this.
Yeah, maybe he didn't feel like that was being portrayed in the original way that they shot the ending, or they wrote the ending, or the original ending. So I could see him wanting a happy ending, because they just went through hell. So it would be nice to have a happy ending. Maybe he just,
like you said, maybe their ending makes sense in the book better, explain better,
because you have
in this movie.
Guessing there's a hell of a lot less weird incoherentness in the book.
Less barking. And I wonder if that's part of maybe why the author liked it. Like, you told a different version of the story I told, and your ending makes sense for the version that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, that was kind of my only thing is watching the ending and finding out that wasn't the ending of the novel. Just why? I wish I could pick his brain and figure out what exactly made him make that decision, other than he wanted a happy ending. Like, what about the original ending? Did it sit well with him, or how did he think the story he was telling, or why did he think the story he was telling you to end that way? Because it just felt really clunky. I don't know when they shot that in the process of filming the movie, but it just felt clunky from, like we talked about, the gang scene to the Good Witch to then him running on top of cars back to her. I did like the fact that they end it with him singing Love Me Tender, because that's like his moment of pronouncing his true love for her.
Yeah.
But,
he plans to marry her now.
Yeah. But
they're going to live happily ever after with their kid, and they're going to take the kid to the hurricane and
the Biloxi.
Then he'll sing songs and take the Biloxi.